What's up, everybody, and welcome to All for Footy, the AFL podcast where good friends gather about last week's games, this week's games, and everything in between. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify, so go give us a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, Nathan Norman, joined, as always, by the second best podcaster in the world, Daniel, the Big Daddy Reaby. Also joining us via Discord. God was shooting from half court when he made this man. It's Rick Trip P. Parker.
It's a good
shot.
Talking about me.
Talking about you, buddy. Talking about you.
Jeez, that was a great shot.
He landed
Great
it.
shot. No.
He killed it. He killed
There
it.
you go, fellas.
Good
Listeners
mate.
out there, it's a pleasure to be here. It's as you can probably tell, I'm all rugged up. It's bloody cold here in the shed.
Is it?
So
It's not that cold.
oh yeah, well it's cold here. So
Hey, winners are grinners, aren't they?
let's see if the conversation will heat us all up a little bit later.
Oh, he said the thing. All right. Well, without any further ado, let's roll right on to last week's games. We'll save ladder predictions for next week when things are working properly. Anyway.
I'm extremely looking forward to Wheels of Fortune this week. Just to keep chipping away tonight. This round will be the next round of entries because we had obviously
Wheels of Corruption. Yeah,
the double week for the first week. But,
people like it.
This week will be interesting.
Yeah,
but, into last week's games.
Well, anyway, it was Thursday night football at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide versus Carlton at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide 10-11-71. Carlton 16-11, 107. Carlton by 38 points. Reaby.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That's what they were singing down the streets of Adelaide after the Blue Boys. I mean, they really went on a mission, didn't they? I mean, Vossi, you knew before the game. I mean, I tipped them, and obviously being the lead tipper of everyone in All for Footy, I mean, you should follow my tips every week. They just were hungrier early in the contest, and you knew early days that their structure with their defence and their key forwards, and they've obviously got probably one of the better midfields, they just outmuscled him in all categories, didn't they? I mean, Cripps had a night to remember as a captain. And
I wouldn't say so.
Well,
I wouldn't say that. Go that far.
Mate, they
it was
pushed him
pretty even
aside.
up until late in that third quarter.
No, but up till
it was neck on neck.
Yeah, but Rick, up till half time, it was quite low scoring, and both teams really took a jostle for each other, and it was a tight game. Don't get me wrong, but Carlton really
Port Adelaide should have been up at half time.
Yeah, but should have weren't. That doesn't mean anything.
4-8 to Carlton's 5-5.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That was pressure.
It was a tight jostle.
Rick, a few rush behinds. There was a few real tight kicks from tough posies under immense pressure. So Carlton really were. It was a very even, tight scrap early. Both teams were really getting a handle on each other. But, I mean, the third quarter for Carlton, just pushed them ahead. And then obviously into the last quarter where they kicked 8 goals, which was just clinical. And that's when Cripps really stepped up, kicking 2 in a row at the start of the quarter. And, they grinded them. It was... Port still held their head up high, probably for 3 quarters, but... Yeah, just Carlton were just too strong. Wow. You didn't see it coming maybe much in the end?
I didn't.
I thought it would be all the way down to the end.
The game played out pretty nicely up until that third quarter break. And then Carlton just...
did.
And Sam Walsh again. I mean, Sammy Walsh at the moment is just on one, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really good.
Him
really
and Cripps in that midfield, with their 2 keys up forward and their defence at the moment. They're
I feel like I wasn't hearing anything about Matt Walsh until this year, really.
Sammy Walsh,
sorry, Matt Walsh. I got that fucking dickhead in my head. Don't worry.
Look, he was a very high draft pick a few years ago. He's come through and he had a bit of injury a couple of years ago, but he's now really tilting in as, as a real prominent player in the competition. So he took a bit of time to work in, but kudos to Carlton and, De Koning at the end there, getting getting an injury will be just an inch concerning for him, but he played super well as well, and Carlton just all night. It does worry him though, because he was sort of playing ruck a bit, and it could stretch him a little bit there with DeConing copping a bit. I don't know how serious it is. Does anyone know how long he's out for potentially, or if it's serious or
No.
No, can't tell.
Don't
I mean, I just saw him go off right at the end. It does say injured here on the thing, so I just haven't followed up on his injury. But he was quite a pivotal player for him, playing a lot of ruck for the night. Obviously coming in for the other fellow who I just feel like carrying 2 rucks for Carlton definitely feels top heavy. And when they could have had DeConing doing the ruck, it was really ideal. And yeah, we'll follow up. Maybe we can get Steelo, our man, over there just to follow up on DeConing's injury. But apart from that, I mean, it's a real primo night for Carlton. I mean, Port, Hall and Francis, real shining light for him again. And
yeah, Brad Galera was
top game of footy, like real high quality game of footy there. And probably to me, it looked like Carlton. I feel like they can make the 4 this year. I reckon. I mean,
they're showing form. They're showing the form.
They're
Absolutely.
definitely right in the mix of teams that can, and I just reckon maybe a few have dropped off a bit lately or whatever. But Carlton, to me, they have all the bases covered, as in defence, attack, and midfield, and they should be up there. But
I think they should be as well.
Tough game for the Bombers this week.
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you what though, like Jason Horne-Francis, he's just getting better and better each week, isn't he? Like,
but how was Cripper?
Just showing,
Cripper.
Just showing, like how good he is.
They showed
He's
1 goal
still only,
too.
what,
Kicks
20 years of age, you know what I mean?
He actually got taught a bit of a lesson on the weekend because he played a good game himself, but he played on Cripper, and Cripper beat him head to head, and they showed a bit of footage where Hall and Francis went to go and try and kind of clean Cripper up a little, give him one. And Cripper moved out of the way and missed him. Kicked his second goal early in the last quarter and went up. And Hall and Francis didn't see it coming. And Cripper gave him a little one. And then also had a good chuckle about it.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was learning from the bull, And they went head to head all night. Pretty much all night. And
barely even standoff as well.
And he would have learned a lot on the night, considering Cripper, he had a huge night, won the game a little bit for his team. And so learning curves and a half for someone who's really playing good footy.
Let's have a look at it. 22 disposals each, 9 contested possessions each.
Oh, really? Even?
68% disposal efficiency for both of them.
Oh, get out of here.
So it was pretty even. 1 goal, 2 for Horne-Francis, 2 goals straight for Cripps. So
Absolutely.
Horne-Francis did pretty well for his
Horne-Francis kicked 1-2, whereas Cripper kicked 2. So
if he kicked 1 more out of those behinds,
so it was noticeable. They actually showed the bit of footage of them having and they were having a good tussle between each other.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, I don't really have much more else to say than this one, because this started off what would be a horrible weekend for me. but yeah, so let's move on to the next game. It was Collingwood versus the Western Bulldogs at Marvel Stadium, Friday night football. It was Collingwood 12-10, 82 to the Doggies, 15-10, 100. Doggies by 18 points, 3 goals straight. Oof, ripping up. Rick.
Dogs, look, they started off pretty slow, to be quite honest, and they gave us a bit of a heart attack.
Yeah.
But look, I fell asleep at half time in this game. And let's be honest, I had a big day at work, and
3 points in it, you're falling asleep.
One.
Yeah, it's dad life.
I fell asleep at half time, but
yeah, good dad.
I woke up at 1 a.m. to feed Tyson, and I was like, roll over and check the score, and I'm like, get out of town. We actually won that, so I was quite surprised. So then I watched the last half at 1 a.m. in the morning while I was feeding the young man, which was good.
Damn.
And mate, I tell you what, that Darcy goal, absolute ripper. It was very clutch, I would say. Sam Darcy right at the end there, who had absolute superb game himself, kicking 3-1. Only 12 disposals, but, mate, 3-1.
What a legend.
Went kick the winning goal. What more can you do? But, like Bontempelli, like, Jesus Christ. Him, Treloar and Bailey Dale all, had over 35 possessions each.
Yeah.
Like, they just absolutely turned the game on, And,
does Libba have a spot when he comes back?
The Bont and Treloar to me were just huge. They were just so good.
They were absolutely massive, and look, touch wood. You put Libba and Ed Richards back into that fix.
Richards back this week, isn't he?
Well, he should be back this week, and so should Libba as well.
Right. Does he get a spot?
What I've seen, they were both training hard, so. But and then Riley Garcia, sorry. He's just done it 2 weeks in a row, like, just absolutely turned it on when it needed to be turned on. And just having a pretty standout two weeks, I reckon.
He's a bit of a star, Garcia, isn't he?
Yeah, credit to Nick Dacos. He's still at his 32, but...
27 contested possessions. Like, that's pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, it's a Collingwood record.
I think the way the doggies did it was they really worked out that he was probably the solo worker in there, and they ended up double quelling him a bit, and it worked to their advantage because in the end, his second half wasn't nowhere near as strong as his first half.
Yeah,
and that was the inch they got, and Collingwood were down a couple on the bench, obviously, as well.
Yeah, but just about
they
every
doubled on
possession
Dacos, and they
for it.
were able to pick on them finally having a weak link, as in if you take one of them out, the rest weren't going to be able to. So yeah, well played tactically by the doggies on the night, and pulled it off a ripper, didn't they? And geez, how's the last quarter?
Shout out to Ryan O'Day, actually, who sent me a message just before the game saying the Dogs will win by exactly 3 goals. And
damn.
What happened?
Our listeners are quite astute. I mean, they're quite on the ball.
Jesus. But look, this was a great showcase for Bontempelli, and Treloar's really getting into his own. I'm seeing him up there a lot. Pretty much every game, pretty staple.
We had another...
I'd like to say it was probably because he was spotted down at the Home of Football on Thursday afternoon, having a kick around there. So, maybe getting in touch with his grassroots really helped him, Adam Treloar.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, just got to say, Harms. Poor Harms. Got a soft spot for Harms, Rick.
I thought you didn't like Harms.
Oh, I was lying. I like Harms.
What, the former Melbourne player?
You said he was all teeth.
Yeah, look, I was bitter. He left. We traded him. And he wasn't Melbourne anymore. But no, when I think about it, I like Harms. Harms is a good little player. Premiership player as well.
He'll be missed. Speedy recovery to him.
Just disappointing. All right, well, with that, I'll move on to the next game unless you have anything else to add, Rick.
No, that's it. Just go Dogs, mate.
Go Dogs.
Well done. Good to see the boys, getting a good victory.
Yeah. All right, next, Saturday football at the G. Hawthorn versus Adelaide. It was Hawthorn 16-11, 107. Adelaide 12-8, 80. Hawthorn by 27 points. Daniel, did you watch this one?
I watched every minute of this game. It was quite a game of footy. I mean, I tipped Adelaide, which was very frustrating. And in case you didn't notice, Nathan, we had one leg of my multi go down in our group on the weekend, which cost us $750, and it was Adelaide head-to-head against Hawthorn. So
Well, I'm still glad I tipped Hawthorn and got that victory over you this week.
well, you should have
One
told
of
me
my-
because
one
I
of
could
my
have
few.
changed my multi and it would have been worth more.
No, I'm not. I don't think you should listen to anybody. I think
750.
whatever you're doing right now in the tips is working. All right.
Well, no, well, I could have got that tip. So anyway, I missed it. Thought Adelaide were going to play pretty well, which...
Hawks on the up.
Hawks on the up. I mean, I really missed out on the trick here, didn't I? And, look, I thought I was taking the opposite trick. I mean, Adelaide, they still showed glimpses of good footy. I mean, the second half, they went even with them, but only 2 goals till half-time, and it really hurts you, doesn't it, Nathan? I mean...
Yeah.
You can't have 2 goals till half-time in league footy and expect to be winning games of footy. So, I mean, the likes of Dylan Moore at the moment for Hawthorn, I mean, geez, how good are some of these players playing for the Hawks? I mean,
Yeah, well, man.
Gunston as well. And, Moore kicking 5. And Gunston kicked 5 as well, didn't he? I think. Or 4.
No,
And-
3.
Oh, 3 was it? Yeah, and...
3-1, mate.
Yeah, but the Hawks, I mean, how's the brand of footy they've found now too? It's just electric, and they're really believing, aren't they, and just playing good, honest footy, and with a bit of mojo, because they're sort of winning, and they're actually up and about. It's sort of funny what the winning culture breeds, a bit of just, you play with a bit more energy, and they've really just playing with a bit more purpose at the moment, and feel like all of a sudden every week now, whoever Hawthorn play, that's just on. That game's a big game. It's definitely not a bottom end game.
It's
They're
funny
on the
you
up. They're
say
doing
that
well,
because, like,
they're
at the
showing
start of the year, they came out trying to play aggressive, like, in-your-face footy, and they calmed that down, and they found their little niche where they're good at, and they've just run with it. It's been, I think Dogs got done by him as well, so...
It's almost like the Giants of the year before. I mean, the Giants finished 17th the year before the last. So they didn't exactly have a good year before the year they just made the prelim last year. So there's no saying the Hawks, at the moment, with the way they're tracking, the sky's the limit, isn't it? But, you still feel like they'll plateau soon, but kudos to them on the weekend. I mean... They were up by 5 to 7 goals by half time, and it was just all over. It just you knew it was all over.
Can I just say, Adelaide had the top 5 possession getters on the day as well. Like not how shit, but like what are they doing? What are they doing with the footy?
Exactly. You'd say
Like
Sam Mitchell's winning that battle.
Efficiency was 77%. Like what are the forwards doing? Like who are the crummers? Like why is the ball not getting down there? Like some serious questions have to be asked at Adelaide because they're throwing out some very inconsistent performances as of late.
They really are.
Yeah,
But I thought it was a surprise they won last week, though.
I'm not writing too badly into them. I think Hawks playing good footy. So you can't... I don't think whoever Hawthorn have been playing have just been playing that bad all of a sudden. The Hawks are playing good footy, and they obviously just got Adelaide on the jump on the day. Like, they just got them on the jump, and that's it. You can't... I mean, Adelaide have been doing alright. So...
What happened... What happened to Tex Walker? Why was he subbed out injured?
Must have got injured.
No shit.
Someone who watched the whole game, well, at least you can tell us,
look, I didn't catch the type of injury he had.
Well,
but
you know how footy goes. You're not sitting there intently watching every single one.
Yeah, look,
you're watching it while you're doing something else.
No, but I mean, from early in the game, he didn't have a lot of impression on the game, and he looked like maybe he was carrying something into the game, but he went off, and wasn't to be seen again for the rest of the day. But look, I'm not across what type of injury he's got at the moment, but he definitely has one. Zero influence on the game for the day. Tex.
His back seized up.
So yeah, he's back seized up. There we go. Yeah. So now look, he's a bit older now, Tex, but they obviously look after him, and now look, I saw him go to the bench, and it didn't seem like anything was a thing, and then all of a sudden he was out of the game. So
wow, that's what happens. That's what happens.
Poor Tex. I feel sorry for those mid-30-year-old fellas, you know.
Oh, don't feel too sorry for them.
We're not getting younger, us breed of mid-30-year-old fellas.
I don't know about you, I'm in my mid-20s. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. It was Saturday afternoon football at Optus Stadium, West Coast versus St Kilda. West Coast 10-8-61, St Kilda 12-10-82. St Kilda by 14 points. This was really a race to the bottom in the end, and West Coast ended up, taking it away.
They did.
Yeah, Reeves. They really tanked harder than St Kilda did.
Yep.
St Kilda just didn't want to tank that much.
I know some good people that had word on the street that St Kilda were going to win this game well, and all the people watching the game from the Gold Coast knew that St Kilda were going to win this game well, and tipped them. And we just played a brand of footy that was electric, and that was like scary to the rest of the competition, and it was good to see us just get a win again. So that was pretty much.
Yeah, it was a good battle from two bottom four sides. It really was.
I mean, the main talking point of the season, the game, was Harley Reid potentially not winning the Rising Star now. Oh, poor young fella. I mean, he's the best player in the competition at the moment.
How could you say that was the big takeaway?
Let alone the best youngster. No, it's the big talking point of the round this week.
Oh, wow.
Let alone
the big talking point. How is that the big talking point? That's done and dusted. The big talking point. The big talking point is why does St Kilda barely get over the line over West Coast every time they go over there?
Because at least we beat them.
It's hot.
You guys lost to them, so at least we beat them. But
yeah, they decided to try against us. They were tanking against you guys. They didn't. They had Kelly and fucking Waterman out.
Yeah, so at least we beat
them. Why
do
they have Kelly and Waterman out? Were they saving them for finals?
Yeah, bro.
No, they were tanking.
It was I would say it was a pretty poor performance from the Saints, to be quite honest.
It was.
Like,
they were both tanking.
You just got over the line against one of the bottom sides. Like,
they also had Waterman and Cully out as well.
Who's that?
Fellas.
Who's that?
Here he is. Decided to just show up last minute.
Lucky Mason Wood. I didn't know we were on tonight. I thought we were changing the rules halfway through the season like the AFL does.
Did you go and have a quick shave, did you?
No, maybe.
Oh, well.
Boys.
Not too bad. But you interrupted us during us shitting on St Kilda. Would you like to step in and shit on some St Kilda a little bit?
I thought I could hear Reaby rambling about something in the
the bottom four.
He's talking them up. Me and Rick are shooting them down.
I was saying that it was lucky we had a win, but apart from that, there's nothing to really...
Hey, well, look. You beat the D's last week. You beat West Coast this week.
We lost to the D's. What are you talking about?
Did you beat us?
We lost.
Oh, I just keep thinking Melbourne.
That's how shit we are. You guys are shit, and we lost to you.
Yeah, we did beat us. I totally forgot.
We're talking bottom four for a minute here. We're just having
we're talking bottom four.
A quick hiatus.
Just wait. We'll get to Melbourne. We'll get to Melbourne.
Yeah, we'll get back to the top 12 soon.
It's just good to be back in the winner's circle.
Yeah, a W for Rick. You missed it, Wheels. W for Reeves.
Yep.
And W for we'll move on to that right now. Unless you have one more thing to add. Max King injured. Horrible.
Oh.
Can't lose if you don't play.
Didn't even know. How did he get injured?
It was a leg thing or something.
Oh, mate.
Poor guy.
Someone who watches these games intently.
Which is disappointing because you won't have the two Kings battling it off next week.
I didn't even watch.
Yeah, well.
So there was a day on Saturday for the whole family to go to, and mainly me and Jai got invited, but obviously Paddy went and Sammy went, and Jai went, and I didn't go. So it was to the Forest's house. They invited us all over to watch the footy.
Mm-hmm.
And who do they support?
They're avid St Kilda supporters, of course. So obviously I had golf on Saturday, so I wasn't going to be able to attend, and I told them, me and Jai can't come, which they were a bit upset. And then Sammy decided that she could still go and take Jai, so Jai went. So it was good. So Jai got to go to a Saints Day and watch the footy, and they had a win.
Nice.
Yeah, sure.
Beautiful.
It was very nice.
Got to sing the song twice in one day. Beautiful.
Yeah, so anyway, only 2 goals from Max King this week, unfortunately.
Mason Wood lifted.
Hey, look, I'm used to it now. Ben King can be the better king.
Alright, well, let's move on to the next game at GMHBA Stadium. It was Geelong versus Richmond Saturday night football. Geelong 15-9-99, Richmond 10-9-69. Nice. It was Geelong by 30 points, 5 goals straight. Wheels, must be happy with this one.
Good time to tune in.
I'm still celebrating.
Yeah, another W's. W's all round this week.
Good time to tune in.
I've not raised the glass in a while. It's been a while. It's been like 4 or 5 weeks. Not good. Not good.
You got one on the board. You're turning it all round.
Hopefully we can turn it from here. But no, it's I did say before the game, if the Cats lose this, I'm quitting tipping. I'm tipping watching the footy. I'm quitting the pod. I'm quitting everything if we lose this. And geez, it was almost looking like that at half time, wasn't it?
It was.
I was enjoying that.
Yeah, quitter. It was. Well, I'm worried about the pod first and foremost, so I'm like, no, Richmond don't win. And I also hate Richmond. So.
And the tip.
Well, nobody else.
I was just worried about the tip.
Nobody tipped Richmond.
I didn't care about anything else but the tip.
Nobody was that stupid.
Yeah, the Cats really should have. They obviously didn't wake up early, but I was trying to take notes of the game, and I didn't even know half the Richmond team side that was in, so I couldn't even get notes happening with that game. I just didn't know any of the players, you know. But yeah, they just came out firing the Tigers early, but luckily the Cats got their clearance and territory game happening in the second half, and the older legs just obviously outran the young and injured Tigers, man. So yeah, I'll just give credit to Dempsey and Bowers for their games. They were bloody both on fire. Don't know if there was any real high goal kickers actually in the game, but no one really stood out.
Well, Dempsey 3, Hawkins 2, Neil 2. Yeah.
Bit of a greasy night down at the Cattery. Winter's starting to set in, isn't it, down there? So,
hey, spread it round. Give a W's to your supporters.
That's it, mate. That's it. But I got a nice fun Fenno fact early, fellas.
Oh, let's judge.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know if you've seen this, Rick, but we judge whether it's fun or not after he gives the fact, and it's got to be fun.
So Tom Hawkins breaks a record for the most ever wins down at Cardinia Park on 98. Hey. He's just gone past Selwood at 97.
Not fun enough.
97.
You're abstaining from the vote. What the fuck?
So he's just beaten Selwood's record as well, like his actual games played, and now he's done the wins as well.
Done the wins.
That's a great stat there, mate.
Mate, that's almost the stat of the year.
What's that at Cardinia Park?
That's a solid.
At Cardinia Park only.
Yeah.
Once he gets to 100.
Yeah, and Reaby's abstaining from the vote.
No, of course that's a great stat.
There we go. Finally.
Yeah, shit.
Straight off the bat, fellas. Good. It's going to be a good night.
Stop hiding behind them.
I can't
cameras
see
there.
the thing. Yeah, I know, but I would like to see the thing, so you just put it right in the middle of the thing.
Yeah, but you don't want it in your face.
Like
it's right in your face right now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, just a win. A win, you would have penciled in, but obviously I was freaking out at half time. But yeah, the next 5, me and Jamie Hutchinson's have looked at the next 5 weeks, and it's actually not that easy for the Catters again. So it's going to be tough times for the boys, but we'll just got to see where we're at by the end of that.
Yeah,
Duncan did all right. 27 disposals on the weekend.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I didn't look too much into it.
He was quite impressed. He was all right.
Yeah, I know Dempsey played really well.
Yeah,
to kick 3 goals.
mate, get on him for the Rising Star.
Oh, mate, he's like one of the top favourites now. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, hopefully you put money down on him early enough.
You clear out 2 and then bang.
There you go.
But yeah, during that game, I don't know if you've mentioned it or not for the start of the pod, but during that game, you could really see the holding the ball rule come into play. Like, that was just so obvious, the difference in the game now and just how much they're actually paying that rule.
Oh, they're actually paying holding the ball? Oh,
New
cool.
week, new rule.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah, it's massive.
they adapt
Totally
until they
changed the
get it
game.
right. All right?
A few outs for you though. You got 3 out injured. Henry, Colin Jasney and Stewart.
And we had, the big man, fucking Blixards and Jai Clark get reported as well the week prior. So it's not too bad. But but you had I think it's Makalaki Lafu for the Tigers do his knee, so he'll be out for another 6 to 12 months.
That's annoying.
And that was his second game or third game or something, wasn't it?
He's played a few and he's looked looks dangerous up forward.
Yeah.
Stilo might be able to get us a stat on how many games he's played, but he's been really promising for the Tigers, that fella. But now he's done his knee, landed really awkwardly, and bang, there goes his year.
Well, damn shame. But yeah, Richmond continue to lose.
No good.
Still, only victory against Sydney. What if they lose every game this year and Sydney go on to win the flag, and that their only victory is against Sydney? It'd be wild.
It'd be pretty funny.
It'd be wild. That would be a fun Fenno fact. Yeah.
Start recording it.
All right. Well, let's move on to Sunday football at Teo Park. It was Melbourne versus Fremantle. Melbourne 7-7-49. Fremantle 22-9 141. It was Fremantle by 92 points. I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. You guys talk about the game. I'm sure it'll be awesome.
We can still see you, Daniel's screen.
You're a soft cup.
Melbourne's big.
Jeez, what a game that was.
What sort of host is this guy?
I suppose Fabs could probably give us the breakdown on this game if he was here. He'd be able to go through the way he.
I was actually texting Fabs today, and he's happy to do a get on the pod or do a phone call with Freo, make the finals or grand final. So
yeah,
he's honoured to do that.
He said he'd do a live through, so I was just trying to ring him at the moment. Hey, bro! Hey, man, yeah. He just said, Melbourne really stink. I'm just putting the words through at the moment. He said, tell Hippie to get stuffed, and if he was in the room right now, he'd tell him that his team's really crap. Yeah. And they can't kick straight, and that if all his players smelt like, I can't say that word on the pod, Fabs, but he just gave me a live phone call actually there. That was a fair tirade as well. He really gave it to it, because
that's our first international call, isn't it?
It was on the show. It was sort of breaking up a bit, but I could definitely get the mix of what he was saying. He was probably yelling a bit too hard, but didn't the Melbourne players just not rock up? I mean, wow,
Not show up, man.
Oh, surprising.
They did not show up all, and that was Simon Goodwin's biggest loss since
Ever.
he started coaching.
Yes, and it was just interesting that it just happened. I mean, look, you can't read too much in at the moment, but at the moment they're on a bit of a downhill spiral so quickly after beating Geelong only, about 5 weeks ago, where it was really on the uphill spiral for them, and at the moment they just can't string it together properly. But this week, I mean, if there's a better litmus test for them, it's Collingwood at the G on bloody King's birthday in there. So
They just were not competitive at all, were they?
Christian Salem got 27 disposals. What a gun. Petrarca doing 26. He was doing all right.
Rick Hagler was Luke Ryan.
Luke Ryan, yeah, no, he was pretty good. He had 28 himself.
Yeah.
So, but no, mate, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about how good Freo were. Actually, let's talk about how shit Melbourne was.
Oliver,
Freo
7
were just-
tackles. Viney, 7 tackles.
They were really good. Like they
A miss.
absolutely smashed Melbourne throughout every single stat they have throughout the day. So, got to give it to them. You know.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, I
It's hard to know
suppose,
where
yeah,
they stand.
The heat would have helped them over there as well.
Are we prepared to
Which,
call them
yeah.
flag mantle on the pod?
Or yellow.
Nah,
Just-
you're not.
Just
Not
well
close
yellow.
to calling him flag mantle yet.
Just
No,
well
not
yellow.
even because they've got a lot of work to do still. You know what I mean? Yeah, they've beaten Melbourne quite decisively, which hasn't been done
So you're not giving them flag
quite
mantle yet.
for quite a while. No, of course not.
Where are they on the ladder, Steelo?
Beat Melbourne.
They're in the 8.
Jordan
6.
Clark was awesome off the back line as well. He just ran off them all day.
Oh, Dawson's
And this did knock Melbourne. This round knocked Melbourne out of the 8,
No,
falling into 10th spot.
this is wrong. 27 disposals. Like he just does it week in, week out. You know, Amira had a good game. 26 disposals. Yeah. You just keep going on and on and on. Brayshaw, Young, you know, they had 5 players all have 25, 26 possessions in the top 10.
How's Amish going too? He just bags 4 goals. He's really popped up, hasn't he? Like he's had a bit of a high rap at the start of the year, but he's really shown that he's still in that spot, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, he doesn't look like a miss yet.
No.
A little bit on his run up.
Stop it, Rick.
He
That's your
looked
best,
full
that was your
straight
best
on the
one tonight,
weekend.
Rick. That was your best one tonight, mate.
Kick-
Looks like a message. But then he kicks
Kick 4 straight, like.
Yeah, no, we get it. Thank you very much. But yeah, well. What can I say? Close game, could have gone either way.
No. That was your best one tonight too.
Hey, look, I watched this whole train wreck because I'm a real fan.
They'll just save it themselves
And it
for
was
the kid's
painful.
birthday, mate. That's what they're saying down in Melbourne.
Did you watch it? Did you have it on another screen while you were streaming something else? Or playing a game?
I had it on screen while playing a video game. Yeah, always do that.
full of screens.
Really paying attention, isn't he, Feno?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Get out of here, you vixen! Out!
That's enough.
Out!
I don't
Nicholas
want to know
already.
what the whole Nathan, the Norman
Please, thank
household was like on Sunday, mate. To be honest.
Yeah, look, nobody was watching the football except me. It was very angry noises for about the first 20 minutes of the game, and then nothing.
Does Rob watch the shows after the game during the week if you lose that bad?
Oh, no. 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 He's not watching. He doesn't give a fuck about football
Ignore the
right
whole
now.
week. Does he just ignore the whole week? Does he?
He can't watch. Of course not. Okay, yeah, if it's that bad. Like, yeah. Anyway, we won't go on too much about it. But yeah,
Just
there's in
being
trouble.
so inconsistent. Like
There's in
they're
trouble.
so inconsistent. They win games when they're really good, but then they lose games against like West Coast and Freo. Like
But also, mind you, if we won that, we'd be sitting 3rd on the ladder. But we lost and we're 10th. That's how close this comp is, and it's insane.
yeah, mate.
Insane. But anyway, without further ado.
It's always next week, mate.
Yeah, well. It was Sunday afternoon football at the People First Stadium. It was Gold Coast Suns versus Essendon. Gold Coast 14-7-91 to Essendon 11-14-80. It was Gold Coast by 11 points in a tight one. Reeves, what'd you think?
Can't beat him.
I thought this was probably game of the round, this one. This was
So good.
quite a match of footy. I mean, by half-time, both teams had high possession stats. They had, it was a real high-scoring footy. It was really interesting watching the way that both teams are going about it. A couple of notable players for myself were Ben King coming out kicking 4. I mean, the big fella up
The
forward.
better king.
And long.
And Long. I mean, give the man a shout out as well. But some of the midfielders for the Gold Coast too, like Noah Anderson and Matt Rao, like, how good are they going?
He always brings us down.
Another win at home too, Reaby.
Well, I don't even have to go into it anymore, do I, Fenno? I mean, next week, Gold Coast are away to St Kilda, and I got a lot of trepidation about this stat holding up. But if we do win, well, it holds firm. But at the moment, even Gold Coast beating Essendon at their home ground last week, just...
That's a huge win. That's a big win.
But watch the whole game from start to finish, and one bloke who, during the middle of the game, I just wanted to give a huge shout out.
Steve Irwin?
Nah, not a Steve Irwin. It wasn't like anything stupid ridiculous. Just Nick Hind. I mean, the bloke is an absolute jet for the Bombers. Number 19, he's got the shiny head.
Yeah, I saw a lot of him.
He just is really, at the moment, he's playing electric. And he's
an ex-Sainer, isn't he?
I only heard this during the game. I do remember him actually, Nam, when I did hear it. But that's what I thought. He must have learned his craft, because he's very crafty, but he's got a jetpack on him. The kid, he gets it, and he just gets out of trouble so quickly. Gets it on the boot. Did some really awesome plays on the weekend, Nick Hine, and wanted to give the kid a big shout out. And, just a real good high-quality game of footy, that one. And real good effort by Gold Coast to get the 11-point victory. In the end. Bombers pressed them. They got back to even, midway through the last there. And you're thinking, Bombers will pinch this. Gold Coast got the couple of goals again. Got up. So, yeah, couple of good plays by him with Long and King. Again, kicking one each late in the last quarter.
And you had right at the end there, the 50-metre penalty when Jaden Lavereau threw the ball to the wrong Suns player and took more than 50.
You can get over those things a bit, but yeah, there's been. I mean, umpiring. Let's not even talk about the what is it? The U word at the moment, but I was going to say the W word. But good, great game of footy, and I thought it was a good little game of football. Finished off the round beautifully, and those two teams, they really look a fit for probably. At least one of them's going to make the 8. You know what I mean? I mean, they're right around the mix, both of them, aren't they? So they could be.
They were pretty even throughout the whole day.
Yeah. Oh, what a game! It was just
the visual efficiency was 76 to 74.
Yeah.
Disposals, they had 387 apiece. It was pretty close.
Nick Cox, what a game!
I was trying to cook a barbecue and I just couldn't keep my eyes off the game,
Yeah. Well, no, it was game of the round, I'd say. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. You had Bodie Alll too get the Rising Star nomination. He's a backman with 19 disposals, 13 marks. He done well, mate. First nomination for him. So Suns have had quite a few this year already now too.
How'd the barbecue end up? Did you burn it or?
It was a little black.
Yeah, just a little. That's all good.
But
no, shining on it.
Got to shout out Nick Cox on the way out as well. 3 goals, 11 disposals, 100% disposal efficiency, 5 contested possessions. He had a good game. When he touched the ball, he did something with it. He did something good. So,
you reckon, like you said, Reaby, some teams got to start putting a bit of work in. Matty Rao bring the towel and Noah Anderson, don't they? Like, seriously.
Yeah, but they're just the balls in the middle, man. You can't really take them out. They just kept doing their role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't put a tag on any of them.
I mean, they're not exactly.
Did you put a tag on this year? Like these days, like to tag, unless it's a real hard.
It's tag. Very rare to get a tag. Yeah. So they're not the sort of players you're going to tag
these days. Because the amount of running that you do anyway, like you really probably should be at the contest anyway.
Yeah, they're just going head to head, and Bombers.
It goes a bit with there's not even really any key positions now anyway too as well. Once after the ball's bounced, it really isn't.
Well, if Bombers plays at least 2 or 3 positions.
Bombers still. Bombers had Stringer in there early because they knew they were a bit undermanned in the midfield.
He was pretty hot early, wasn't he?
And he was, and he had a good game. And Merritt still got 33, so it's not like Bombers didn't have a few go their way as well. So it was quite an open midfield battle where it wasn't exactly a bogged down tag out. It was just a real, they just won it, both teams, a lot. Bombers won their fair share of footy out of the midfield. So, obviously, Gold Coast had Rowell and Anderson, and Flanders got a lot of it, but he got the kick-ins as well. And
From memory, I reckon Anderson got in the top 5 of the Brownlow last year as well.
Yeah, and he will again
Pulling
this
up a couple of
week.
good years.
He'll be right up there in this game for a 3, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
And you've got a
well,
good memory.
let's move on. Of course, Brisbane, North, Sydney, and GWS all buys this past week. So,
Hats off to North Melbourne. I mean, it's probably their most successful week for the year.
yeah, no, it
I'd
is.
say.
They haven't gotten a win.
Yeah, but they didn't lose.
Wait,
And
hang on. Have they got a win? They haven't
No.
got a win. No.
That was their most successful week for the season, so
There you go.
hats
Fair
off to
enough.
them.
Good for
Gotta
them.
give small baby steps to when they're due.
Terrible. Unfortunate.
They did well, didn't they?
Oh, well, with
Better
that,
than they've been going. 0-point defeat was...
with that, let's move on to the tipping results
Oh,
of the
let's-
week.
Let's...
Oh. How'd you go in your NRL tipping, Fano?
Get out of town. I got 2. I tipped the
I'm
doggies.
still on top.
Well,
That was a
just want
bad
to start off. Vossi Star, 6 out of 7 this week.
Oh, he got 9 last week too, didn't he? Or
Yes,
no,
he-
7.
What?
No, he got a perfect round last week. Didn't he?
He got 6 out of 7 this week.
Well, maybe it was just this week. Well done, Bossy.
So,
well,
shout out, highest score, good for him.
Who's the better VFL player, Vossi or McCarthy?
Ooh.
I'd say I'd say
In
Voss.
the comments.
More seasoned.
Hey, let's calm down.
More seasoned.
not-
Played more games.
In the comments.
Let's not turn our fans against each other.
But McCarthy's pushing.
Alright, well,
Yeah, because there's no one left in the Tiger side.
He's
Vossi
getting me
Star,
down soon.
6. Moving on. Top 5. Me, Nate, Mr. 9 out of 9. Nathan Norman. Number 5. Jamie, on 70. Jamie, 71. My father, on 71.
Go, Rob.
My fuckers up.
Julian, 72.
My arch nemesis.
And the prick that stands above us all on 76, 4 from second place, Mr. Daniel, Big Daddy Reaby.
The only Rostel member on the pod.
Seriously, Nathan, you need to hide his phone, mate. Like, what's happening?
Something's got to give soon. I mean, I got to go on a holiday or do something silly.
Go to Thailand.
Nothing silly's happening.
Go to Thailand. Go out to the city and start drinking a lot.
Go to Thailand. I like that idea. Can you pay for my holiday to
No,
Thailand?
no, you got to pay for your own holiday.
Yeah.
Alright, well, yeah, as we go through it, of course, Reaby 1, me 5th. Feno, you're 7th. You're tied with me. You're on the same
Still
level.
7th again.
Yes.
Alright.
Can I give everyone a quick shout out?
And then, no, because I'm not done. Rick, Steelo, 15th, 64. Rick, 16th, 64. Neck and neck. Neck and neck.
Wow, good work, boys.
Come for you. I'll see you on Friday night.
Right, so now
Alright,
just
you
to
want to do
put,
your shout out thing?
Who do you tip?
just to put the numbers in layman's context, don't be as disappointed with where you're at in the tips, because currently, out of the whole ESPN overall ladder website, with 866,000 people, I am currently 1,600 on the ladder. So I'm in the top 1,500 of the whole website out of 866,000. And obviously at Simon Carpets I'm first, Rossdale I'm first, All for Footy I'm first, Chop Park I'm first. St Kilda ESPN fan page with 4,000 people, I'm third. So I'm currently right up in that one as well.
Alright, that's enough. We don't need to hear it all.
But the
That's enough.
No, Nathan, there's one more.
I'm sure there is.
No, there's one more. So the no cardies tipping competition.
Oh, get out of here.
I am currently third.
Who's number 1?
You.
Yeah.
Because I haven't used my joke around yet.
No, you don't need to use that. You don't even know how.
So I am currently right up there in the whole nation of tips. But
Who's coming second?
So everybody listening, listen to Daniel's tips.
Yes, so you should be listening to my tips, considering I'm in the top percentile of the whole nation.
He's third in the no card. He's tipping me.
He's going to change his tips too.
First.
You're all over the place, mate. All right.
So yes, there you go. Keep up with my tips.
Well, let's move on
Now I'll start
to the next recurring segment. Wheels of Corruption. Sorry, Fortune.
This is where it gets interesting. Ooh.
Wheels, do your stupid thing.
I pick Tigers, the rest of you lose.
The wheel blew up.
Nah, just kidding. But I am feeling generous this round because the first round, people might be getting confused with the rules and whatnot.
No.
So, for the people that chose Tigers first, e.g. Julian and Thomas,
Julian chose
I'll
North.
let you off this. Hey!
Thomas.
Julian chose North, I told you. I told you over a week ago. Julian changed his answer.
Pardon?
No, Thomas definitely chose.
I told you a week ago that Julian had changed his answer. Don't know why you're acting like he didn't.
I'll be very kind to just Thomas then. He's a bit younger and I don't think his dad's explained the rules.
No, his dad doesn't know the rules because his dad did Thomas's voting
He
for
was
him.
spreading
because
his
he's got
wings
2 votes.
in case he was the only one left in.
People are using their kids as like an opportunity to have a second entry in the competition to win the prize.
Talking about Nathan.
No
It's
allegations.
disgusting. It's disgusting.
No allegations.
Disgusting. Wheels of corruption.
So anyway, carry on, Ryan.
Well, okay. So the first team, I've had a bit of a look, and obviously I did it last week, and now this side needs just 8 wins to get into the 8 with 12 games going, and I don't think that's going to happen. That's pretty rare, and that's if other teams don't even win.
Are we talking West Coast?
The first team going.
North Melbourne. Good, get out of there.
So for the people that couldn't see, it's North Melbourne has been eliminated for 2024.
Go the Kangas and...
Alright.
And everyone that chose North is still in the competition.
How many are in the competition?
Oh, about 25.
So yeah.
Should we pick North again?
So it's like everybody's separate, or do you have like people and their kids? Like, do you just have Reaby plus 2?
No, Thomas... No, everyone's their own person.
Rick plus 2.
Thomas is out.
Everyone's their own. Everyone is
It's
their
not
own
Allen
individual
/1
name.
gone. It's Tom gone.
Rick, you weren't even listening.
And for people like Rick that's already put his answers in for next week, well done, mate. Keep it going, everyone. It's a weekly occurrence, and let the wheels keep rolling, boys.
Tyson's still thinking about his one.
Yeah.
All right,
Shut
get
up.
back to me, Tyson.
Fuck it. No.
Hey, Tyson had his close eyes on St Kilda on the weekend. I reckon he could be eyeing off them, you know.
Oh, he was pretty close.
I'm sure they'll be coming up soon enough. Anyway, well, all right. Now we've got Wheels of Corruption, Wheels of Fortune out the way. Let's move on to this week's tips. It's Thursday night football at Adelaide Oval. Ugh, it's a real battle for the bottom. Well, not too much, but Adelaide versus Richmond. Reaby.
Well,
It's at Adelaide.
who would have thought we'd be here? After playing in a grand final, 2017?
Yep.
And now, and you think back to the 2 games, the grand final, and then the rematch the game after, when Adelaide played Richmond in round 1 the year after. Again, a high quality game of footy. Adelaide won by 6 goals.
Where was it played?
In Adelaide. But, so, you know, it just takes you back to the memories of those little years where they were having high-end, battles. And now here we are with it being...
The old standoff.
Yeah, it's almost...
Didn't Richmond choose to go into the wind in the first quarter?
Nah, that was against Port a few years earlier.
Was that against Port? Yeah.
But, But so yeah, this game, it's at the moment a lower end of the ladder battle. It's not as followed, but
Yeah, don't need to say too much about it, I don't think.
I mean, I'll just tip an Adelaide here.
Of course.
One of my hot tips for the weekend actually is Adelaide and under the match points. You can combine it for $2.15. It's a good tip.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be a bit of a dour night, I reckon, out there, and it'll bog down a bit with the weather. It's not meant to be flash weather, and yeah, go the Crows. But...
Rick.
Go the Crows.
And Dusty
Go the
out.
Crows, mate.
Dusty out. I mean, it's an interesting.
Would it even matter?
Oh, he helps. He always kicks one or two.
Anyway, Rick.
That's Adelaide Oval. Like,
Yeah.
the Crows will bounce back.
Surely they
Home
flog him.
ground.
Big wheel.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that. The Tigers are getting much stock back through the doors just yet either.
No.
So, but in saying that, they did give up a good fight to Geelong for a little bit. So you never know. You never know.
No, you don't.
And the Crows got followed by the Hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, it doesn't work.
I'm going the Crows. I'm going the Crows.
There you go. Big wheel. What do you got?
Speaking about Dusty, is he saving himself for the week after or something, is he?
He is.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. At the G.
Who they got the week after?
The Hawkers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a big out for Crows too with Matt Crouch doing his shoulder. He's out for the year, but I'm going to tip the Crows
Fair
just.
Steelo, who you going?
Yeah, the Crows will bounce back at home. Yeah, Crows
Cool.
will bounce.
Yeah, no. Crows. Bounce back at home. 100%.
All across the board.
Take it to the bank. I bet Richmond will win now. Bastards. Can you not die live on the podcast, please?
Just choking on popcorn
Alright.
live.
Well,
Is that a thing?
can you do it quietly?
You alright?
No,
I don't know right now.
no, you're fine. Surely you're fine.
Give him the Heimlich.
I don't know the Heimlich.
Pat
No
me on
one
the
taught
back.
me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That work?
No, like 1 or 2 more. Oh. Oh, I can feel that doing a lot.
That's an approved method. That's an approved method.
Fair enough.
That was the popcorn. It just got.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy loves the camera on this guy.
Woo! Right,
There we
now I'm
go.
feeling good now. I'm feeling fresh.
Ready for some tips? Woo!
Now you got a
Alright.
bit of popcorn out of me.
I saved your life.
Thank you.
Alright?
I'm
You're welcome.
appreciative.
You're welcome.
I'll tell my playing partner at golf next week that he should thank you.
That I saved your life live on the podcast.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I'll edit this out. Alright, Friday night football at Marvel Stadium. It is the Western Bulldogs versus the Brisbane Lions. Reaby, who you going?
Been throwing this one around quite beautifully in the last few days. I was feeling like, the Dogs, but then I started going through them having a couple of outs again. Darcy being a big one. Brizzy with the week off, coming down here, pretty ready for a mission. And I think season on the line for him.
They don't play too bad away from home.
Well, especially at the Dome. Maybe not so much the G, but I just think Brizzy are going to really roll out here and be very tough to beat for maybe an undermanned, slightly doggies.
Rick.
Oh, he's undermanned.
Slightly.
You've got plenty of stock there, mate.
Yeah, who's
Plenty
out?
of
West,
there.
mate,
1, 2, 3,
did
4,
Ryan and the
5,
West get
6, 7.
reported?
Yeah.
There was a few that got reported or cited.
How's Darcy
last
looking this week?
But at the end of the day, life rolls on.
Still got the
You
bot.
pay your consequences.
I still want to know how many goals do you reckon Jamara's going to kick this week?
How many goals, Jamara?
Yeah.
I'm
1
gonna
goal,
get you
3.
2 better.
You got 2, Fano's got 3.
1 goal, 3.
You got 1.
Yeah.
What about Mob?
And I'll go none.
Okay.
3 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal, none.
How many's Lob going to kick?
5.
1.
5. Mara's going to kick 5.
5.
Tell him he's
Yeah.
dreaming.
He's dreaming.
He's dreaming.
Nah.
Has he
I'm not
kicked 5
dreaming at
before?
all. That's just what's going to happen.
I think
Has he
Charlie
kicked
might
5
kick 5.
before though?
He's just going to sit
I've
there
never
and
known him to
perch
kick five.
himself in that forward line and just take clunks all day.
What? And actually kick straight.
1 goal, 5.
Or not.
Are you and Steelo both going to go to the game?
Mate, I wish I could, but I can't attend the game on Friday night, so I'll be watching it
Work hard.
closely anyway.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fano, Big Wheel, what do you got?
Yeah, I was just thinking of this game. Would you call it the Acker Cup or the Dunkley Cup or the Hudson
Acker
Cup
Cup.
game?
Jeez, remember that guy?
Go Acker.
I'd go Acker as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dunkley's
What about you?
pushing though.
What about you, Steelo?
Yeah, get it the Acker Cup just because he was a legend and icon.
Absolutely.
Love it.
He
love
was.
it.
So who you going?
Well, I'm just trying to soak up a bit of time. I've missed a bit of the ep tonight, but
No, don't suck up time.
like Reaby says, Lions have got coming off the break, but I just think the doggies have found a bit of a purple patch, so I'm tipping the doggies.
There we go. Steelo.
Good man.
I like how everyone's gone against me so far after we just talked about me being the lead
Lion-
tipper in the competition.
The Lions should be getting used to Eddie had by now, or Marvel. We're here just before the bye, so I think we'll get over any of the old the ants in the pants and the old cold feet, and we'll just fucking get stuck in on the weekend or Friday night. I'll be there to cheer them on, so I might be the difference.
Thursday night or Friday night?
Friday.
Friday.
Friday
You
night,
reckon
pay
he'll be
attention.
the difference?
Yeah, it could be the difference. It'll be a close one. It'll be a close one.
Yep, well.
And Hugh McCundledge, signing a 7-year contract too, Steelo. You must be happy, mate.
The boys will be stoked too, so that might give them a bit of extra pep in their step.
Yeah.
Bit of peptide.
Alright, well. I'm going to go doggies. Sorry, Steelo. It is what it is.
Well,
Saturday football at the University of Tasmania Stadium. Hawthorn versus GWS. Reaby.
wow. I mean, it's a real moment to tip Hawthorn here, isn't it? But I just think the Giants, if you break down two footy teams of quality, if they treated enough like a final, coming off a bye again as well, this team should be able to hold Hawthorn out here. So, yeah, but Hawthorn have been running rampant with probably a bit of the unknown lately, where now there's going to be a lot of attention put on what they've been doing lately. A few patterns, a few highlights the Giants can follow. I really see him being able to take them down here comfortably, and probably a mutual venue almost. Both playing away in a colder condition down at Tassie. And, the Giants, I mean, they've got to get this kill. If they want to be a top 4, probably base it off that a bit and just give them the... Hopefully the Hawks will bring it, though, and it should be a bloody good game to watch. I imagine, sitting back on a Saturday, just having a bit of watch of the footy.
Yeah.
Up at Mansfield I'll be, actually, just having a look, just in front of the fire, just watching some footy.
How's the
Fair enough.
How's the river, mate?
Oh, full as a
It's
brim,
a big
mate.
step.
Yeah, she's all full
That's-
and cold.
Beautiful. Going
Absolutely.
to freeze up or?
Rick.
Nah, never. You got to drive up the hill for the snow. The river just stays as a river all year.
There you go. Rick, who you got?
Spoiled.
Geez, I'm actually going to go Hawthorn.
Oh,
They
yes.
could do it. They could do it.
I'm gonna. It may change, but Giants are only 4 points ahead. So, a win for the Hawks. Oh, sorry, they're 8 points ahead. So a win for the Hawks will bring him sort of back into that contention of fighting for the 8, which I'll be sort of happy to see.
Can I check in,
Moss
Mr.
on the up.
Parker? How many times have you tipped Hawthorn in the last 4 or 5 weeks?
None.
Oh, really? Jeez, I thought you might have jumped on a few.
Nah.
Because I don't think I've tipped them.
I think this will be the first time I've tipped them all year.
Oh, good luck.
No, I got them nicely last week. Big Wheel. Who you got?
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I reckon this crowd would be pretty low this game. So so basically we'll feel like the Giants are playing at home anyway. Yeah, I reckon they've come off a bit of form. They beat the Cats 2 weeks ago, had a rest, and I reckon they'll get up for Sam Taylor signing a big 7-year contract this week too, and they'll be all up and about for that, so go the Giants.
They don't mind the cold down there as well, do they? Because, it's cold out in the western suburbs of Sydney.
And they're one of the best travelling sides going round.
Yeah, it's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of a mighty snow drum.
This fucking guy. Anyway, Steelo, who you got?
Yeah, you got to imagine Hawthorn will fall off sometime, so surely they can't make it 3 in a row. I mean, it can be a good game, but yeah, we'll back in the Giants at this point. It's a big sound.
Yep, well, GWS. I feel like they shouldn't be 7th. I feel like they should be much higher than 7th. I feel like I've seen them play really good football this year. And to be at the bottom of the 8, oh, God. Such a weird year.
Yeah, I'm confident they'll get
up. You tipped Hawks last week, didn't you, Nathan?
Yep. No, I thought they'd get over the Adelaide Hill. That's who they played, yeah. But this week, I just rate GWS higher than that. So I feel like they should win. But Hawks are on the up. They could prove me wrong. Alright, moving on. Saturday afternoon football at Optus Stadium. It is West Coast versus North Melbourne. Reabs.
I'm in the Eagles boat. I just can't see the Kangas getting over there. The Eagles will be really up for this win. I feel like last week they rested a couple against the Sainers because they knew we were tough opposition.
They tanked.
Eyeing off the win next week they could get that could really cement them not falling down in the bottom couple.
They're not bringing them back. They want to tank.
No, they were all about this week. You know, they thought, oh yeah, Saints, maybe. Nah, they're tough. Let's just not even bother. Rest a few up forward, rest that. Bring them all back this week. So that's where they're at.
Are they actually coming back? Is like Waterman and Kelly all coming back and stuff, or what?
Undisclosed as of the moment of this recording. But if they're not, clear tanking. Come on.
Definitely.
But yeah, Rick, who you got?
I'd like to see North actually go over there and beat them. I'm sitting here looking at the screen, going, oh. Nah, I'm gonna go North.
Gonna go North. Well, if they're gonna win one, I guess.
I'd like to see him win this game and at least maybe give Richmond a run for their money on the bottom of the ladder.
Go. Well, West Coast beat Melbourne at West Coast, so yeah. Anyway, Will, what you got?
Yeah, doesn't this game remind you of good old Wayne Carey and Glenn Jakovich in the 90s? Wow, they were awesome matchups. First time I'm tipping this team for the year, and I'm tipping the Eagles.
Hey.
Oh, first time tipping. Yeah, well, absolutely. Steelo.
Excuse me.
West Coast are going to flex.
Simple and sweet. But yeah, look, I can't see North Melbourne winning a game this year. I don't see them winning any game this year.
Well,
it'll be interesting how many people actually tune into this game, really.
You should get your eyes checked then.
Shut up, Rick. You fucker. Alright, well, after that...
Doesn't say much, but when you say something pretty...
After that asshole comment, I'll just move on to the next game. Saturday night football at Marvel Stadium. It is St Kilda versus Gold Coast. Reabs, surely you're not backing Saints. Surely you're backing the Gold Coast because you care about the tips this year.
Well, under my theorem of you only do well in tips when your team does well...
But your team's not doing well, and you're doing well in tips.
I actually went through a statistic during the week. I was very interested in this. I'm yet to get a game wrong, including my side this year.
Oh,
so I tipped us.
Tipping against them.
I tipped us early for a couple of wins, and we beat Collingwood, and we had a couple of good ones. And then I tipped against us when I knew we were on the nose. And then last week against West Coast, I tipped us, which is I just knew our form.
Ridiculous.
It's like It's like knowing
I
your
feel
own
like
hand size,
you
you know?
tipped the Saints against the Cats in round 1.
Maybe I couldn't go back to that one actually. It was probably one of the few I struggled to actually remember. So I counted
I'll
it as
get
an
back to you,
anomaly.
mate. I'll get back to you.
We can check the pod. We can check the pod.
Yeah, but
Samosa.
We can check the samosa.
so in saying all that, this one's been a tough one because Gold Coast haven't lost away at home yet, but they haven't won away. So that trend does have to buck at some point. But I just don't feel like St Kilda's going to be the club to let it happen to them. There's more dismal a club that Gold Coast could pinch if one at home. So yeah, I'll tip the boys.
Fair enough. Rick?
I sat there and I thought about this one. And
Did it hurt?
I
For
thought
1
about
second.
it, and I thought about it again.
You
And
did that then.
I got to the point where I couldn't really be bothered thinking about it much more. And I tipped the Suns.
Big Wheel, did you think about it?
Mustn't have taken a lot of time to come up with that.
I've basically just
no.
been listening to what Reaby and Rick are saying, to be honest. I'm just, Nathan, I'm just disappointed that Big Max is letting us down again, mate. And we can't even have the King battle, you know? I'm very disappointed about that.
Well, look, they are having the king battle. One king didn't show up.
I'm a bit upset. I would have loved to seen it, but
No,
I'm going to go...
there's a better king.
Yeah, well, that's right. I'm going to copy the man that's sitting on top of the tips, and if Saints lose this game at Marvel, I'm not going to tip them very often for the rest of the year, so I'm tipping the Saints.
And it could start Gold Coast winning away for the rest of and they could become a dynasty side.
Exactly. Steal
Well,
over.
because
We're
of this-
tuning in on this game.
Sorry, mate, but I think I have to tip the Suns this week.
Oh, here we go.
Alright, I understand what you're doing.
Sweaty conditions under the roof.
I too am tipping the Suns this week. Saints are a basket case.
That's it, false sense.
Basket case.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Can't
That's
be
what
It's the Saints with confidence last week, and they
you need to know, you know?
Ross Lyon.
I'm well aware.
Alright, let's move on to Sunday football at the SCG. It is Sydney versus Geelong. Reabs, this is a big one.
Well, I mean, again, we rest on friend trains. I just feel like in this battle that Sydney just hold a massive upper hand. I mean, I've already jumped off one friend train with the doggies Brizzy game and jumped on the other friend train.
You have no friends.
I can't really mount a lot of Casey for Geelong. They're not exactly inspiring me at the moment. I mean, their midfield just looks a little shallow. And they just seem a bit one-dimensional. Teams are covering Cameron easy at the moment. And there's just not a lot happening as a spark. But, in saying that...
They won 8 straight.
And they did beat this team by 20 goals in a granny only a year and a half ago. And these are the sort of games when you find the mojo and the swing, something bit of give. So, geez, I mean, it's tough not to back the Scott in here and just sort of get the Cats rallying and something happening. But getting to
All right.
Sydney.
Rick.
I'll tell you what, the Swans play that Gadigal ground very, very well. They're very well drilled, and
You seem to
it's
agree
very
there,
hard
Niels.
it's very hard to tip against them at the SCG or Gadigal. So, definitely tipping Sydney.
Mr. Wheel.
Is it the same joint? It's the same joint, isn't it?
Who played at Gadigal through the 18th century?
And it's the same joint, mate.
Yeah, it's the same joint, mate.
Yeah, but we're playing there now, but who played there like 200 years ago?
It's the same joint, mate. Alright. Big Wheel, who you got?
Yeah, this place still gives me the shivers from the 05 semi-final from Nick Davis.
Oh,
Is that a bad one?
that was a good one.
I don't recall it.
I'm still shattered about that one. Yeah, just like Rick said, The Swans play that ground so well, mate. So contested, so small. I just think their midfield as well will get on top of the young Cats, and yeah, like you said, Reeves. And I'm tipping the Swans.
What about the day when Warney, McGrath, Langer...
That's not football.
They all walked off the SCG the same
not football.
day. The last day, their hats off, having a good wave to the crowd.
Nice, that's not football. Steelo!
That was a tough day for Australia.
Who do you have in this game?
Oh, we'll just have to go with the punters, I think, at this point. Don't blame me, Fenno. Sorry, mate.
It's
Can't
all
see
right, mate.
What about the night Big Buddy kicked his 1,000th goal? Wasn't that against Geelong?
Oh, we're talking about football again. Good.
Yeah, that was one of our only losses for the year.
Yeah, that was an interesting game that night. So that's a bit of a reenactment for the night. They won't have to deal with that.
I love the Swarm.
And that was a giggle as well, wasn't it?
It was also at the same...
And nobody got stabbed. It was great.
And Michael Clark making 329 at the venue as well. I mean, that was a great knock.
If you say so, that's not football. So anyway, I will back...
What about when Tony
Sydney.
Lockett kicked
No.
that point in the prelims?
Stop
Not the
talking.
only Michael Clark to play at SCG too, Reeves. What about the one that plays for the Pies?
Yeah, what about the one that played for the Pies?
Michael Clark, yeah, right. Good call.
Alright.
Wheels of Fenno's fun facts.
Fenno's fucked fact. It's a circle. It's like a circle.
There's no ending.
There's never end.
What about the pig that ran on the ground?
Yeah, I remember that.
That
Anyway,
was SCG too, mate. And who was the player that tackled him? Tackled it?
me, Tony Lockett.
Dunkley.
Dunkley. Look, the pig had Tony Lockett's number on him, didn't he?
Me did.
Yeah, well, I remember.
What number was Dunkley?
Your mama. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. It's Essendon versus Carlton at the MCG on a Sunday night. Reeves, Sunday night football.
Ah, we're up to this game already.
Yeah. Carlton, Essendon, Carlton.
No, jeez,
Rivalry.
I'm still battling to legit tip it. I'm like, oh.
Do you want to know the favourites? The odds?
Yeah, might as well.
Bombers $2.80, $2.60.
I would have guessed Carlton.
Carlton $1.50.
Yeah.
But Essendon's second on ladder.
I'm just trying to figure whether Essendon have enough. Oh, it's such an even game. I mean, it's a real corker, isn't it? I'm looking forward to watching it.
7:20 on a Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah, night game.
King's birthday, bro.
So you got the D's
I was
game
gonna say-
following.
I was going to say, what's with the time slot of the Swans and Cats too, man? You got first, third, and Sunday at 3:20. Ridiculous.
Nah, because it's the night spectacle.
Yeah. It's King's birthday weekend, bro. We've got to respect our king with some football.
Yeah. So
That's fair.
in saying all that, I'm going to go with the unlikely victor of Essendon to spoil the Carlton off the throne.
Good for you. All right, Rick, who you got?
Well, where's it being played? It's at Wurundjeri.
So the G. Yes.
I'm going to go Carlton.
Yeah, fair.
I'm going to Carlton. Carlton to wipe the smoke off those fucking dirty bombers.
Yep, no, fair. Wheels.
Sorry, Julian.
There's going to be something happening at one end that we've been waiting 9 years for. Do we know what it is, boys?
A goal.
Carlton
Two
to win.
Mackay or Mackay brothers are going to be playing against each other finally.
Almost on each other too.
Yeah, mate. No, it's going to. Is it? Can I ask you a question? Is it Mackay or Mackay?
McKay.
I'd say McKay.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to be battling off, boys. So watch that one all night, and I'm tipping the Blue Baggers.
Well, there you go. Steelo.
Such a tough one. We're going to back the Bombers. They're back at home. They really need to get up for Scotty and just for everything that he stands for. But yeah, Carlton sort of need to do the same thing. But I reckon the Bombers in a fucking absolute fucking barn burner.
There you go. Yeah, I too hope that they do it for Scotty. Flip, of course. One of his sides.
The Bombers are going to play hard.
Yeah.
Friend train.
Play fair. Play hard. You know.
Nice.
Anyway, after saying that, I'm gonna back Carlton. I'm sorry. I'm also sorry. My heart will hope Essendon wins. I'll be rooting for Essendon. But I am tipping Carlton. Carlton have got this. I'm sure of it. Alright. King's birthday weekend game at the G. Collingwood versus Melbourne. I feel like I know who everybody's going to tip this week. And it makes me sad. Reaby, give it to me.
I am going to tip the team that I dislike the most in the AFL. And Melbourne is the team I dislike the second most in the AFL. Ooh. So it hurts me a lot to tip the team that I dislike the most in the AFL. Collingwood.
You're a bum. Rick.
Where's it been played for? Andrew again.
King's birthday game's always played at the G.
Where's the G?
Warringah.
Oh.
Also known as Warringah for other people.
Oh, that's how you actually say it?
No, just some people like...
How come it's not called Nam? How come it's not called Nam if it's in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Nam cricket ground.
I don't know why they do the things they do. Anyway, Parker.
Because isn't Nam the indigenous name for Melbourne?
Yeah, but isn't it Melbourne Cricket Ground?
Yeah, but it's the tribe that lived
where
there.
it actually is.
Yeah. So it's
educate yourself.
Goes from there down to Mortlake Creek.
Just the question.
What do they call the ground near where Ned Kelly's gang hanged out? Do they call that Kelly's ground or something?
Yellow Park,
I
guess. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so who are you going again, Rick?
I'm actually going to go Melbourne.
Oh shit! Okay. Oh
yeah,
well, yeah, good. I hope they do.
That's not a good sign when Rick tips you.
No. You stop that. Rick is jumping on his friend train. On my friend train. We're going to be high fiving. We're high fiving and playing checkers.
Not bad.
No,
I'm only a little bit last.
you're on the come up. No. Rick's on the come up.
People.
Rick's on the come up.
The in-joke to me about the bottom of the ladder is that the Reaby family is holding 3 of the bottom 4 spots on the bottom of the ladder.
They're very talented. They're very talented. While the Norman family is up there.
They're holding 3 of the top 5 spots.
Or 2.
Paddy would be shattered.
Oh, he is. He's upset at the whole family for their combined effort.
Paddy is putting his tips in and is not doing well at all.
He keeps putting them in.
He puts them in. He puts them
How do you
in.
explain the Normans are doing better than the Reabys?
Because the Normans know their shit. How dare you?
They were Vikings, bro. Like, come on.
Exactly. Vikings know football, fuckwit. Anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get angry.
It's
that Viking in me.
It's Tuesday. I'm sorry.
So you got Collingwood, Wheels?
Can I talk, please?
No.
It's Wednesday.
Shut up. Let him talk.
They should call this the Jack Watts Cup, not the King's Monday.
Wait, why?
From memory, the D's won this game last year, didn't they?
Yep.
They did too, yeah.
Yeah, we did. It was surprising.
And I reckon the Pies are a lot more injured this year than that time last year. And I reckon the D's need a bit of ticker about it, and I'm tipping the D's.
Oh, Jesus, you're all surprising me. Steelo, you want to surprise me?
The D's historically turn up for the Queen's birthday in the past, but now the King.
Yeah.
Or myself, or some other people. But
yourself.
But yeah, I reckon I might be there. I reckon I'll go down. So, fucking see an absolute ripper. And, the D's will probably go down in a close one. We'll tip the Pies. Sorry, mate.
No, that's quite alright. I'm tipping the Pies.
Enjoy your last pod, Steeler.
Melbourne got destroyed by Fremantle last week. I can't tip him against Collingwood.
He was a good tech guy.
He was. He had a good time.
No, what are you talking about? I'm tipping Pies. Like, the fuck you all?
Oh, as well.
No, you're not.
Of course I am. Did you not see them?
Can I just say that Harley Reid has had his bid to have his 2 weeks downgraded to 1 overturned.
Well, hopefully it does.
And it's now 3.
What about Darcy?
Does that mean it's 3?
Darcy's yet? Rick, have they done Darcy's?
Not overturned. It's just he's still got 2 weeks. So
Oh, well, there we go.
Well, he was never going to get off. They even said that, he can't get off it.
It's So he
What
did
are-
it.
Well, they'll downgrade it to 1 week.
Is that Reed or Darcy?
Reed!
No, that's Reed. That's
And what
Reed.
about Darcy?
Got nothing on him,
Darcy's
sorry.
gone, mate. Darcy's gone.
But the whole hypocritical thing to it all is like the game is trying to move in a direction, and everyone got a little bit up in arms about them being the two favourite players in a specific medal. But the game has to be bigger for a split second than a single individual. If you're going to try and keep actions as, if you're moving forward with the times, as in the way you're moving with the rule. So they really can't be seen as less or more relevant than any other what was counted as a week off back in the day, because it's changing times with trying to protect the head too. So these things that people might go, oh, but that wasn't a suspension back in the day. It's also different rulings because we're trying to protect different, you used to be able to get away with almost hitting someone behind the play back in the day and they didn't have footage of it. You get away with it. So these days you don't get away with anything, but obviously the rules have to move with the times too, and it goes a bit both ways. And to be the fairest, both those instances probably were a little bit cowboy, if you break them down, and they'll learn quickly.
Cowboy
And
crackdown.
they say that those people, the players might struggle a bit, the ones that don't win it because they're the two favourites. But honestly, not many people remembered Corey McKernan got suspended in '94 for
Right.
Chris Scott to win it before this week. You know what I mean? No one really brought it up.
Yeah, and Dustin Martin was another one who got suspended in his year.
Yeah, with the
and-
chopsticks.
And there's another player, I can't remember who it was now, but also quite a high-ranked player who would have won but was suspended.
Was it Steve Irwin?
Yep.
But Dusty, so you don't hear these combos a lot, and they only pipe up.
Well, there we go.
How's Corey McKernan? He got suspended for the Rising Star and the Brownlow. Could have won both.
Damn. Alright, well, Fremantle and Port Adelaide have buys this week, so with that we're done. So we'll move into closing thoughts. Fenno, do you have any closing thoughts for us this week?
Well, I didn't actually know if my Wheels of Fortune would be in it, so I'm a bit light on this week. But Auskick Extra on Friday. Haven't really got much planned for Saturday and Sunday. I might watch a bit of Bruce Randall, and then after that should go straight onto the Swannies and Cats.
Oh,
game.
I have
So-
some information for
That
you for this week.
big
Don't worry, I'll
weekend.
get to that.
I like that weekend.
Reaby, what have you got?
Pretty low-key.
Nah, look, I just keep mine as short and sharp as I can, so I just butt into everyone else's and like
Oh,
to
yes,
see what's
of course,
happening.
of course,
and,
of course.
if you want to catch me, you have to head up to Mansfield for the weekend, so I see you all up there.
Well, still, you missed it when he used to do he used to do pub meal reviews every week.
Oh, that was a good one.
And he stopped. And it's like, why don't you do some pub meal reviews?
Well,
again?
where have I been this week? Oh, you know where I went yesterday?
Yeah, they did it for like 3 episodes,
Nah.
didn't he?
No, he did it a lot. He
There
did
was
it a
a
lot.
few.
No, I went for like a whole season, I'm pretty
But
sure.
I'll give you one from yesterday, right? So,
No, you can't give us one now. You already did your one.
had to go to the dentist. So I went to the dentist, as you do in Chelsea. Went down to the dentist. I'm leaving, and in my head I'm like, fucking, I want a kebab and a can of Coke because I've just been to the dentist. So I roll into the kebab house
Of
in
course.
Chelsea, and who's behind the jump? But me old man, me old fast bowler, me old go-to if we needed a wicket, Chris Hall himself, Big Hawley, sitting down there behind the jump at the Chelsea Turkish house, and served me up a fantastic kebab. So cheers to Hawley.
No, fair enough. Rick, closing thoughts.
Look, no footy down at the home of footy this weekend because the King's birthday weekend.
How did How did we go last week?
Look, the twos, we had a nice win. We beat Hampton,
The Hammers,
the local
yeah.
derby. We beat them, by I think it's about 44 points.
Nice, nice.
And the ones got done by about 77 points,
Youch.
something like that. But it was a tough day at the office for them.
Don't worry about the ones,
but
mate.
on the other hand, it was a good day at the office for us.
Mate, the club grows from the twos, mate.
That's it.
Well, that's it. That's it. And look, it was first versus fourth because they're sitting first, so we knocked off first spot. So
Congratulations.
I think the week after we got Clayton, so nice and chill weekend to get ready for next week's footy.
And what degree of
Go to the
leather,
doggies, by the way.
what degree of leather poisoning did we take out of the game? Mild, extreme,
I'd say mild.
just a mild case. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a bit feverish, but nothing too much.
Yeah, that's nice. Always good for work when you're not too leather poisoned.
I heard he's still spewing.
Nah, look. I played up forward this week and got myself a sausage roll, so
No.
I was pretty happy with that.
How many
Could've
for the
had another
career now?
couple, but what's that?
How many for the career now?
You lose count after
Yeah.
500.
He doesn't like to tell too many people.
I think he had
I
like.
think it's like 20 odd or something like that.
I think he had like 29
20.
or 39.
24.
Oh.
There you go. All right,
There
well,
you go, mate. 24.
with
You're
that,
averaging a goal. You're averaging a goal what, every 10 games almost, Rick.
Mate, I'll tell you
every
what.
half a year.
I've only just started playing forward, so hopefully that rises a little bit.
Yeah,
I've kicked a couple this year now. This is my third goal I've kicked this year, so I'm above average.
Nice.
Pocket Rocket Parker. That's
You've
what
got to
they
get
need.
yourself down in the forward line and just pick out that little nuggety back pocket bloke and play on him all day and just burn him.
Just burn it.
Like Jim Bob. So what, like Jim Bob?
Pretend like you're the full forward. Pretend you're like the full forward, but you're just in the back pocket. And just play on the little, just pick the right bloke, and when you're going down and you sort of see him and you got to pick your one.
Well, I think he has to do what he's told. His coach.
I take advice off a golfer.
Or is it not like? Is it not like
I
that?
know, right?
Is it not like that anymore? Do you not walk down and sort of pick your dude? You just go to like your area and zone up.
No, you definitely don't wear a kilt
Mate.
either.
Or do you still go down and pick a guy?
When you go down forward, mate, they pick you.
Oh yeah, true. So he's still man,
Yeah,
still man on
motherfucker.
man in local footy. I just wasn't sure because of the way the game's changed.
Well, yeah, well.
It's been a while.
Expect everybody running 800 metres in a game. Local footy.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Do you expect everyone to run 800 metres in a game of local footy? Well, wouldn't you run 800 metres?
Not 800 metres. It's too much. It's too much.
I'd run 800 metres before the ball's bounced.
You guys.
Yeah.
And then I'd be
Not
done
doing
for
that.
the
Not
day.
doing that.
What are you up to this weekend?
All right. Well, big weekend this weekend, guys.
What about
SGF.
Steelo? What's Steelo up to?
Who's still
sorry,
there?
Rick
I
asked
don't
me.
know who
I didn't know the tech guy got closing thoughts. Closing thoughts.
Hail to the king,
Hey.
King Kendrick.
Yeah. All right. That's an all right one. That's pretty good one. Okay. Yeah, none of you guys get that. That's only me and
I got
Steelo
it.
that are hip hop fans. So
It was a Kendrick Lamar reference.
you don't know who that is.
Also an Avenged Sevenfold reference in there.
There you
For
go.
those who know.
All over the place.
You guys are tripping.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah, go Cats. Go Dogs.
let's move on to my closing thoughts. Big weekend this weekend, guys. Don't know if you're all aware. It's Summer Games Fest, formerly known as E3. It's the time of the year where all the video game companies come together and they announce what they're working on, what's coming. They announce what's coming for the rest of the year,
Which is...
Exciting times.
which is various games that they haven't told us about yet. They'll tell us about this week.
Oh, is this the week?
This is the weekend.
This is that week.
This is
yes.
that weekend. Do you remember?
Yes.
You know,
They do
that
it
bus
once a
trip.
year, once a year, every summer.
So, but this time I'll be live reacting to all the showcases. So, yeah. Here's my schedule.
Well, is nobody going to be with you, mate?
Probably not. He'll probably be sleeping. No, I don't think many people turn out for a lot of these because they will be live and they will be very early. So it starts off Saturday, 7 a.m. The Summer Games Fest. So I'll probably start about 6:30 to lead up. 7 a.m. streaming it live, and yeah, 7 a.m. Saturday morning, and then
I'll probably miss your stream then.
Devolver Digital Saturday, 10 a.m. So I'll be on 9:30 a.m. lead up to the 10 o'clock a.m. of Devolver Digital.
UTC.
So
that'll
you're
be
not doing
sick.
the 6:30 start.
And then Wholesome Direct. Get this. Wholesome Direct Sunday, 2 a.m. So if you're up, come jump on board and give us a geese. Then future game shows Sunday 5 a.m. The Xbox Showcase, which is the second, probably one of the bigger ones. Monday 3 a.m. And then I got the PC Gaming Show Monday 6 a.m. And then Ubisoft Tuesday 5 a.m. Gonna do it before work. So yeah, big weekend for me.
Good work.
If anybody's up around that time, come say hi.
I'll attempt.
A lot of energy drinks and Takis.
No. I'll be trying to eat well. But we'll see how it goes.
Have you still got have you still got your pack of Redskins, or did you sell it?
No, still got the Redskins. Price is going up by the day.
Oh, what are we up to?
$5,002.
Ah. It's going up in increments of 5 cents by the sounds of it.
You can't get Redskins anymore. You can't get them. They don't exist except for this packet. $5,002.
Close your eyes, kids.
That's it.
Close your ears.
Alright. I think that'll do from us at All for Footy. And we're out.